In this video, we're going to talk about the simplified history tree, or more specifically, the non-simplified version, because as you've probably seen in all my videos, and if you took a training class with me, I always set up my software with the non-simplified tree. So let's talk about the differences, what it actually means, what it does for you. So in this file, I have it set to the default standard simplified tree that when you start the program has. And if I create something, I'll just create a sphere, and it places the sphere at the top of the tree inside the part that I'm working in. And if I create another item, that's going to go next in the list. Now, this order will stay the same until I modify one of these items by adding a tool to it. So if I move this sphere with the move, rotate, scale, it's going to change to move, rotate, scale, and it'll be at the bottom of the list. So your newest items will always be at the bottom of the list, whether you're using simplified or non-simplified. Your sketches, if I create a sketch and just draw a curve, and you'll see my sketch ends up in the list with the rest of the solid parts. And I'll create another solid part, and so on. If I create another sketch, my second sketch is now going to be mixed up with all the parts. It'll always be at the bottom of the tree. So that's fine, but if you you want a little bit more organized tree, like you see in my videos, we'll turn off the simplified tree. So I'm going to go and Tools, F12 Options, and it's going to be in the Miscellaneous section, and this option right here, Simplified Tree for Part Module. Just uncheck that and apply it, and then hit OK. This one doesn't require a restart of the program. However, keep in mind it will not change your old files. So if you created old files with the simplified tree, they will always, that when you open that file, even with this option turned off, it'll still be simplified and vice versa. So the file will be created with whichever tree you had selected at the time in the F12 options. Keep that in mind. So if you've been working in simplified tree for a long time and you switch to the newer non-simplified tree, all your old files will still have the simplified tree. So let me open a file here. We'll go back to this 3-stone ring. It's got a lot of history to it. And we open it up, and instead of just one simple part, you'll see main part. I'm not sure what that there's for. You can't rename it, but all your parts will now have a main part, but that main part will be divided into 2 sections, the stack and the section for sketches. So now all of my solid items that I create, stones and other elements, will be in the stack, and all my sketches will be in order in the section for sketches. Now, some of your solid item tools, such as planes, the ring size builder, 3D curves, a lot of your 3D curves from the curve section will also go into the section for sketches. So it's a little more organized. You can find all your main parts and things in the stack and everything else in the section for sketches. And one cool thing, one reason I like it so much, is when I'm done designing my file, like here, don't forget your axes and planes folder is always going to be outside of the part on top, so that'll never move. But now if I want to hide all of my sketches, I can right click and hide the entire section for sketches, and it'll quickly hide everything without having to go through the long simplified tree list and right click each sketch to hide them. So it's a nice little shortcut that's added a benefit for using the non-simplified tree, and makes things a little easier to organize. If you're working in multiple parts, if I create a new part, it will warn me my part has changed, of course. Hit OK, and we'll have part 2. It will also be divided into main part 2 with my stack 2 and section for sketches 2. So I've always used it. I think it's a nice way of organizing, and I like that added shortcut of keeping all my sketches in one place. That way when I'm done building my file, I can quickly just hide all the sketches and get on to rendering or whatever I'm going to do next, exporting, etc. So that's pretty much it. Not a huge difference. Like I said, you can change that per file by just going to F12 and unchecking or checking the simplified tree. Just keep in mind it won't change your old files. So if they were already saved with a simplified tree, they'll still have that. But give it a shot and give it a try. If you like it, stick with it. It's great. Otherwise, it's up to you with the F12 options how you like to set up your program. So that's it for this quick tip. We'll see you next time.